This program is going to impact Brevard County directly and be implemented through Brevard Workforce. We talked with Brevard Workforce President Lisa Rice about how the grant will work here.
We're really excited at Brevard Workforce to be a part of a new grant. It's called the BASIC Grant, which is the Business Advocacy and Self-Employment Consortium. And we're in this grant with 7 other workforce boards around the state of Florida. It comes from the United States Department of Labor, and the whole purpose of this grant is for us to tie entrepreneurs with successful entrepreneurs, so the wannabes with the successful ones, to be able to bring technology to the marketplace. That technology is going to be able to come from our universities, from our federal labs, and hopefully even from the NASA labs. So we're excited that we will have mentors who will actually pick the technology they want to work on. They'll guide their team of wannabe entrepreneurs through the process to bring that technology, that licensing, to the marketplace. At the end of a very extensive 8-week curriculum and the building of this whole commercialization plan, the teams will actually be judged by angel investors and venture capitalists, as well as other successful entrepreneurs. And there will be a prize for the team that does the best on this. It builds off of our biz launch and off of our entrepreneurial work experience, in that it actually is able to take some of the things they've learned in biz launch and what I would say is kick it to a higher level, because now you've got a real life technology, and in many instances it could be a technology that if you were a former aerospace worker, you actually maybe worked on getting that to the licensing, the reviewing, the research type of level. So now you get the chance to actually put your hands on it. I believe that what we'll see out of this is similar results as what Gainesville, who's the lead in this, had. And that is that they brought actual technology to marketplace. They had licensing that happened, but they also had people who said, okay, it's maybe not that technology that I want to open up my business with, but now I've got everything I need and I'll go open my own business. And then they had the majority of people out of their class who were just changed and transformed and networked with so many people that they ended up with jobs. Out of 80 people that they ran through this, you've got over 70 that were actually employed, opened up their own business, or took a piece of technology to the marketplace.
Glenn Anderson heads up Space Coast Technical Network, and Ed Scott is an internationally known businessman and philanthropist. Both men say the key for entrepreneurial success is not to be idle, but rather to stay in motion.
I'm the executive director of the Space Coast Technical Network. It actually got started with a group of individuals that just met for breakfast at the Village Inn in Titusville. It was kind of a spin-off of the job clubs and Biz Launch here at Brevard Workforce. And it was just a way to kind of share ideas and so forth. But it rapidly grew, and we realized there was a whole need to kind of take this thing to the next level. Things that we couldn't do here at Job Club that we wanted to do, and to get the word out. And it grew from a half a dozen people meeting for breakfast to what we now typically get 60 to 80 up to 100 people on a Friday morning, and we're actually doing things. We're not trying to reinvent the wheel, so we're leveraging the stuff that we've learned here at the Biz Launch and Job Club and the things through Brevard Workforce, and kind of taking that, ratcheting it up a little bit, and making sure that we implement the things that we're talking about over here. So we don't just come here on a Wednesday or a Thursday and disappear and come back the next week and say, it's actually getting out there and doing it.
I think that Brevard County is a very vibrant place, and I think that if you look at the history of the world, the countries that have succeeded, both in the more distant past and in the recent past, are countries where education is a very, very high priority. We have the people at the Space Center, and we have a very good educational system in the county, and I think that's where it starts. You've got to have people who have fundamental skills and knowledges and are well educated, and then you have a base to build on. Small businesses are the lifeblood of our economy. The great proportion of new jobs in our economy come from small businesses. So it's definitely good for the tax base. It's good for the vitality of the community. If a business is successful, they hire people, and that has a multiplier effect in terms of the suppliers. who sell complementary products or services to the small business. So there's many, many reasons why small businesses are good for a community.
Joining me in the studio is Jan Conrad, Community Resources Coordinator at Brevard Workforce. Thanks for being here, Jan.
You're welcome.
Can you explain the Biz Launch program to me?
Well, Biz Launch is a networking, support, and skill building group that is a place where those who might be interested in pursuing entrepreneurial aspirations can come and learn about what it's like to be in business for yourself, learn from others who we have come in and talk to them about it, and other colleagues and other customers who have done that. So Biz Launch is just a place where people can explore some things they might not have thought of doing before.
And what kind of ideas are you getting at this Biz Launch program?
Wow. Well, we have, some people come with ideas, but then we have others who really are exploring maybe some of their hobbies that they've never really done anything with that may be a way for them to make a living. We have a gentleman who is, he has a gun leather business. We have a woman who has a business called Silver Links, and she's servicing the elderly, and she's always enjoyed working with older people. And now she's put that to practice. We have artists who come and pursue maybe something they've done as a hobby before, but now they're going to put that into practice and try to make a living from doing that. And then we have other people who are looking at some manufacturing endeavors. Several people who are looking at technology that maybe they've had a patent for a corporately held patent, and now they want to take that intellectual property that they own and they want to try to patent and then pursue manufacturing pursuits. So we have a lot of different ideas. We have about 100 people a week that are coming in and out of Biz Launch, so there are just a whole plethora of ideas.
The number of people that are coming in and out, is that the number you expected? Is it higher?
Well, actually, we have been really blown away by the interest in Biz Launch. When we initially started it, we knew there were some people that didn't really want to pursue the traditional job. Many of them might be coming from a career of 25 to 30 years with an organization. And so they were talking about, you know, what really are my options? Who can I talk to? How can I find out about what I might want to do on my own? So we thought maybe we'd have 15 to 20 people, and I think our first Biz Launch had over 40 people attend, and we actually now have 100 people a week in 2 different locations in Rockledge and Palm Bay that come to these classes, and it's really exciting, and it has surprised us.
With Biz Launch and other programs in Brevard County, do you feel the county is supportive of entrepreneurs?
Oh, I absolutely have found that the county is. I had a real gut feeling that there would be a lot of support for this kind of thing, but that has really demonstrated to be true. We have a lot of entrepreneurs who are willing to come in and share from their own experiences. We work with partners, like we have some individuals in our classes that go to BCC and take their entrepreneurial class. We have people who work with the Small Business Development Center and might take some of their offerings along with what we do, or we send people to FIT, so the Small Business Women's Center at FIT. So we have a lot of support in just institutions in the county, and then there are a lot of support groups for entrepreneurs, and we bring people. Founders Forum is one of those. There's a lot of support for people that want to pursue their own ideas. Absolutely.
Joining us now is Dr. Pat Fuller, who leads Brevard Community College's Entrepreneur Program, named in 2010 as the best emerging entrepreneur program by the National Association for Community College Entrepreneurship. Dr. Fuller, thanks for being here.
Thank you for asking us.
Is there a role for public agencies or government when it comes to entrepreneurs?
Absolutely. Entrepreneurs and government should be partners in the whole process. One of our communities has waived fees and made it very easy for entrepreneurs to do business. Licensing and fees and delays in getting things done is very difficult. And the easier we make that for entrepreneurs, the better. And I'm pleased to say here in Brevard County, that's happening.
Isn't the whole idea of taking risk and going out on a limb the whole idea of being an entrepreneur?
Well, yes, but there's lots more to it. The most important thing, of course, is the potential of your idea. No matter how good you think your idea is, if the market isn't large enough, if people don't want it, or there are other factors involved, including financing being restricted to some extent, this can also be a detrimental to entrepreneurial development.
Dr. Fuller, what in general makes a good community for entrepreneurship?
First of all, a solid economic base. And fortunately, here in Brevard County, we have a number of providers and agencies working together that are helping, such as the Economic Development Commission, Workforce Brevard, Founders Forum, Junior Achievement. We have the High-Tech Corridor here, a very desired lifestyle, all makes for a great entrepreneurial place.
If I'm an entrepreneur, what's the first step I should take?
The very first step that you should take is to take a look at the potential of the idea. And with that, discovering who your customer is. Many people like to do things, like to think they have an idea, but if there is not a market for that, if there is not a customer that wants to buy that product or service, you don't have a company. And so I would say the identification of the customer and discovering through research the potential of the market is where you start.
Is there an area that Brevard County should emulate when it comes to entrepreneurs?
That's a very interesting question. I have to tell you, Wayne, that I like to be proactive rather than reactive. And I'm sure that somewhere in America there's some great places for entrepreneurs to work. But if you look at all of the factors here, the pieces are in place. And one of the things that is paramount in that question is the minimization of all of the obstacles. And having said that before, let me reiterate that all of our providers, whoever they are, need to get out of the way and let business entrepreneurs do what they do best, and that's create commerce.
Dr. Fuller, can you tell me a little bit about Brevard Community College's entrepreneurship program?
Well, thank you very much, Wayne, for asking. Here is our brand new brochure detailing the entire program. We have a series of classes in Introduction to Entrepreneurship where students create a portfolio of what they will need. We have in that program opportunity analysis and a discussion of franchising, legal issues, how to find money, and how to sell and market your whole idea.
Jan Conrad, Dr. Fuller, thanks for joining us.